And now, please welcome the Governor of the State of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I want to say thank you again to my partners and co-hosts. If it is Governor Blagojevich and Governor Christ and Governor Sebelius, who is sitting right here in the front row, and Governor Doyle, thank you very much for being such great partners and co-hosts. Let's give them a big, big hand. And I want to thank all of the people for coming here today. And this has been a really terrific conference these last 2 days. And I tell you that we have been getting a lot of press attention all over the world. I mean, it is really spectacular how this is spread all around the world, and the news that we're having this conference here. And this is exactly the kind of things that we need. Because remember that you can have the best product in the world, the best philosophy, the best idea, but if you can't communicate it to the people, you don't have anything. And this is why it is so important to do the publicity, to do the marketing, the communicating, and put the spotlight on the issue so that people know about it. And I think that we have done a great job this time right here. And I always say that California is maybe a little spot on a globe, but the power of influence that we have in the rest of the world is enormous. It's an equivalent of a whole continent. And but this time I have to say that it is not California that is getting all this attention. It's all of you. It's getting the political leaders and the environmental leaders and business leaders that came in here from around the world to negotiate and to talk and to be part of the summit here. I think that's what created all this attention. So we want to say thank you to all of you. And of course, there is an urgency there why we have this meeting, and because we want to move the agenda forward as quickly as possible. As a matter of fact, the well-known expert on global warming just said recently that the only important holes left in the science of climate change are whether the effects will be serious or disastrous or catastrophic, and whether we will reach that point sooner rather than later. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have to tell you what is going to happen if we don't do something about that. It could be really a disastrous consequences here. We are seeing the effects all over the world. We are suffering through bizarre weather shifts in our own regions. Florida Governor Charlie Crist and his neighbors have fought hurricanes that are fiercer than ever before. Here in California, we used to have a fire season that was only 2 months. Now fire season is all year long. Our friends from Brazil worry about threats to their rainforests and its precious biodiversity. The Chinese are dealing with unprecedented droughts and its effect on drinking water and food production. And our partners from Indonesia are facing dangers to their cities from rising sea levels. And the list goes on and on and on that we see all over the world. Fossil fuels, this is the fact that fossil fuels used for decades to build our economies of the industrial nations, and they have created unprecedented kind of prosperity all over the world, but now has become the enemy. And now is threatening to destroy all of us, which is precisely why an international summit like this is so important, and why I appreciate it so much that all of you came together. By joining forces with partners from around the world, we will make the tough decisions to restore our planet's health. And there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And we can do it. We can do it with fairness and with equity. And I think those are the two very important words here, fairness and equity. So all of our economies will flourish, developing and developed nations, and no one is being held back. Now, there's, of course, a lot of people that are worried about all of those challenges, and some of them lament this big challenge, but I always am the forever optimist and say anything can be done. I see opportunities in crisis, and the same is right here. So let's think for a minute about the great opportunities at our fingertips right now. Fossil fuels are elite fuels. They're limited by Mother Nature and controlled by just a few. A few make the decision, if our gas prices go up or go down, if we can go and drive or have to use public transportation or can fly or can afford to fly, and all of those kind of things. Fossil fuel is harming the planet, and if we are overly dependent on them, like the United States is, it could hurt our national security here at home, and it also can hurt your national security. The day that we rely on them less will be a better day for all of us.